Hello everyone and welcome back to Plague. And oh man, I must say I am very excited for this because today we are going to be trying out the Neurax worm, and of the plagues I've tried so far, this one is probably my favorite. It's just so different and unique compared to the other ones. It's really interesting. So we're going to go ahead and jump right in. So a Neurax worm is a manipulative organism that burrows into the brain. It's pretty stinking interesting. So let's go ahead over here, look at our genes. I think, don't have anything there. I think, what is a genetic mimic? We're going to put in genetic mimic because that means your plague is harder to cure. And I don't think we want to up the mutation level or anything. Parasite. I think we're gonna leave Terracite in, and then arid, humid, or rural. I think we're gonna put in rural, and then bonus DNA when devolving, cost to devolve don't increase, symptom costs don't increase, but it's easier to cure. Don't want any of these that are easier to cure. So I think we're gonna get the bonus DNA when devolving. I think that will help. So we're gonna go ahead and we will hit continue. And we're gonna be playing. We'll play on casual first, and then for any of these plagues, if you guys want to see me try to get on a harder difficulty, let me know because I can definitely do that. But I just want to give you guys an overview of the different plagues that we actually have. So we're gonna go ahead and get started, and we'll leave the name as JayPlays and get going. So we have to start as a new Neurax worm. I think we're gonna start in India again because that country has served us well so far. No offense to anybody from India, but your starting country is apparently very good for spreading global plagues. And we'll go ahead and speed up time, and we gotta gather. And we'll go ahead and try to. Is there anything we can get at first? Okay. So we have some unique symptoms already. So these symptoms are different, the transmission is different, and the abilities are different. So I think we're going to start, that increases chance of mutation. This increases infectivity. And it's already got a little bit of, a little amount of severity. So that means it tends to be detected more quickly. So we want to be a little bit cautious of that. And these increase infectivity as well. So does this, and then this increases severity. So we don't want to increase the severity as much as we can. That's right there. And then these symptoms, this also increases the infectivity. This will also increase infectivity. So we want to up those, I think, first. Because we got to be careful because they will be noticed pretty quickly here. Maybe not immediately, but pretty quickly. We're gonna get the cerebral tendrils, and let's see, is there anything else we can do? This will increase the infectivity as well, and then these increase severity. Okay, so these, we want to keep it as low in severity as we possibly can for the time being. But I think we're going to do this. And so basically what we're doing now is we're giving the Neurax worm the ability to manipulate people. Now, this might sound a little bit science fiction-y, and in some ways it is. It's a little bit more than anything we've really seen in humans, at least. But the idea of an organism or of something similar being able to control the actions of a creature is not entirely as science fiction as you might think. So what do these do, first of all? Oh gosh, lowers hygiene. We might want to, I think we're gonna do this. This gives us more infectivity. We want to try to get that infectivity up. We'll get this one as well. But if any of you guys, some of you guys might know what I'm talking about, some of you guys may not, but there's actually, okay, so it is spreading, that's good. There's actually this thing known as the zombie fungus, which affects ants. Now, what the zombie fungus does, that is going to make it more difficult to get around, but what the zombie fungus does is it actually, will infect the brain of an ant. Like, the spores will get into an ant and they will start to grow it as the fungus grows. Wow, it's spreading fast. Okay, so now we can spread these things called Trojan planes, which enable us to send the Neurax worms to other countries. So we're going to send it to America, and we also want to get abilities. We want to get drug resistance, and we'll start getting genetic hardening. So it's very infectious. Now, Trojan planes is where the worm manipulates someone to get on a plane so they can spread the disease. It's kind of interesting. But the zombie fungus will actually get into... Okay, they found it. It'll get into the brain of an ant, and it'll eventually manipulate the ant into climbing high up into a tree and biting down on a leaf in just the right position, locking its jaw there. And then when that happens, it actually will kill the ant. And then the fungus will grow a stalk from the head of the ant, and will rain down. It's a little bit gross to think about in some ways, but it'll actually rain down spores on other ants that will then repeat the process. So it sounds like something out of science fiction, but sometimes, like they say, truth is stranger than fiction. So I wonder how much that played into the creation of the Neurax worm. Whoa! In this game, how much did the zombie, or the real-life zombie virus in ants, the zombie fungus, it's not a virus, excuse me, in ants play into... I'm going to pause because we are losing bubbles, but how much did that play into the creation of the Neurax worm here? We're going to actually pause the game and continue, we're going to continue working on some of this. So this will increase the severity. I'm not so worried about the severity now. Yes, we can get obsession. That will help. And then devotion. That increases severity. And then there we go. That'll hopefully help spread it. And then okay. Some of these are going to increase the severity, but some of them are going to help as well. So it's hopefully the... Okay. Alright. Alright, well they are starting to fund it more, to fund the cure more. But we're gonna keep working. Alright, we can send planes here. I'm trying to get planes to the places that probably wouldn't be infected easily otherwise. So let's see, we can also come here. Okay. So this basically makes people actually worship the Neurax worm. It's kind of terrible, and it's kind of... I don't know what to think about it. It's interesting for sure. The UK has gone to anarchy. Oh my goodness. That happened very quickly. It's spreading so fast. With this one, I haven't found this to be so difficult. So we can actually win the game with this one too without killing anyone, which is kind of cool. So we can get, okay, there we go. Some of these, not everything here will increase lethality. That increases lethality. We can find things that will not increase the lethality. Will this? That will. These don't. And then, is there anything with the abilities? Or transmission? Well, our transmission, our infectivity is up pretty high already. That, okay, this increases... I want to try and win without killing anyone if we can. That's what's kind of fun about this, is you actually don't have to kill the worlds, you just have to... Uh-oh. Well, it apparently did develop a very minor amount of lethality, but I want to try to keep the death toll as low as possible. What is causing it to be lethal? I don't know. This? I don't know what's causing it to... Yeah, I don't know what's causing it to be, lethal. But I don't want it to be super lethal if we can help it. Let's see. Let's increase some of these. We can get some of these, and this will help us, so it can spread through water, it can spread through air. This will make it even more, infective. So now we can infect ships, but I don't think we're gonna have to. The cure is 25% complete. I think we're gonna send somebody here. But almost the whole world is infected already. That went really fast. Can we send someone here? I think there might already be... Oh, you know where we need to send someone is the Philippines, because so far they've managed to avoid infection. So let's actually genetically reshuffle as well a couple of times, and that will drop the cure a little bit. Oh yeah, I think it already is mostly, most of the way unstoppable here. Let's see, are we able... We can't get Trojan planes yet. We can't send one on our own, but we do need one to pop up here. Here we go. So we just gotta send one here. And then Madagascar also seems to be uninfected for the time being. Oh, and the Caribbean. Let's get the Trojan planes. And that should... Okay, there's one here. We can't trigger them on their own, but we can get these. No, we don't want them to become destructive. Alright. Oh, it somehow managed to infect the Caribbean. It's just as a random event. Yeah, I think we've infected pretty much the whole world here. Is there anywhere else we need to send them? Let's look at their world here. It's just the Caribbean and Madagascar. Oops. Apparently we lost the plane. What does the despair symptom do? Is that going to make people die? No. We're not gonna do that. We're gonna keep the lethality as low as possible, because for once we actually have the chance to not kill everyone, so we're gonna take that chance. There are no healthy people left in the world. I think that means that we've won. Yes. So basically we took over the world with a mind control worm. That's essentially what this scenario is. It's a little bit weirder and more out there than most of the plagues in this, but I think it has some really cool dynamics to it. And it mimics sort of what might happen if we had something equivalent to the zombie fungus in humans, which hopefully will never happen, because let's face it, if this happened in real life, it would be pretty stinking terrifying. I really don't want the world to be enslaved by mind control worm, but it's kind of interesting to play around with. It's a very different tone than most of the scenarios. Now, that actually went pretty quickly. And we didn't even do all that well. We got a fairly low score, so I think we'll go ahead and... Oh, we got oxidization. Let's go ahead and see if we can do this again. So what is this? Where is that? Where is it? It's here. It can mutate transmissions, but it's easier to cure. I think we're going to keep genetic mimic. So let's play again, and we'll play on casual. We'll try to improve our score. We'll keep the name. Once again, we'll start in India. And I think we're going to, since we already have... I think this tends to up the transmission. It tends to up how quickly you can transmit. So, okay. We evolved it. We can get some more. So it does start with severity. And, but we can actually get the infectivity from the symptoms, which is a little bit different in this. I think this is the only one that I've seen so far where that happens. Well, or where it happens majorly. Alright, it's infected hundreds already. Let's see. This is not going to up... This will up severity a little bit, but it'll also up the infectivity. I think we basically just want to try and get to, we want to try to get to some of the ones over here, off on this left here as quickly as possible. Makes this one both... I like that you don't have to completely annihilate humanity. I mean, let's face it, the alternative is not all that much better, but it's nice to not have to completely destroy the world for once. Oh, Sorry about that. You know what? My phone went off. Oh, I just need to move that phone whenever I record. So we're actually doing pretty well. We're spreading quite quickly. That ups the severity. Maybe we'll focus... Is there anything we can do? That I think will help make it harder to cure. This also increases infectivity by quite a bit. That isn't so good. This is good though. And that is good. Hopefully that's not what is hopefully that's not what is going to oh, India is where they start working. That's interesting. Hopefully that's not going to cause more deaths, but it might. Oh, okay, that maybe was what was causing the deaths. But I think maybe we'll get rid of that. Well, no, I don't know. I want to try to... Okay. So they're not super concerned about it right now. Let's see if we can continue to up the spread. I think you can get to, yes. That lowers the... some of this lower... Oh, it lowered the severity. I thought it was raising it, but I think it brought it down. So those are really good ones to get to. Whoa! Okay, we're gonna pause so we can pop all these bubbles. All the infection everywhere. It's spreading fast. So the other thing I want to do real fast is go to the abilities, and we're gonna get the genetic hardening here. That makes it more difficult for them to cure it. And then I'm gonna wait to get some of the, oh. I'm gonna wait to get some of the more noticeable symptoms until most of the world is infected. Because look how fast it's already spreading. Whoa, 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 okay. So they're still not overly concerned about it. It's only 2% cured. And, we're doing quite well with this. Is there anything else we can get that... What about this? This will boost the severity. That's going to make them try to cure it a little bit faster, but it should help. The other thing I want to boost now, perhaps, is some of these Trojan Plain ones. Hopefully that will help. And then, oh wait, this is a good one to get, because it increases the infectivity in the target country. And these both do. Okay. So we should get lots of these Trojan Plains now. Let's try and get it to Japan. I think it might already be in Japan. Where is it not? It's not in Sweden, Finland, and the Baltic states. So the next plane we get should go to one of these. Okay, to stop the cure from speeding up, we have to pop the bubbles. Let's fly to one of these. I'm gonna go here. To Sweden. And let's see. I don't know if there's many symptoms that make it more difficult to cure. But, okay, let's see if we can get to Finland. Because I think these are some of the last places that we need. Okay. Here we go. So now that we have almost the whole world infected, we're going to up the severity right at the last minute here. This will increase infectivity. And that really increases the severity. And then... Is there anything else we can get that's not going to make it majorly not gonna make it a major issue? So hopefully this will help. We can also we'll go to genetic reshuffle. That should take it down some, and then we'll fly to Russia because that's one of the main places that it's still not infected. Global research is focused on the cure, but I don't think they're going to make it in time. Okay, we can't. We need 27 to be able to upgrade it. So here we go. Let's go here. I think that's... Baltic states and Iceland are the only places that aren't totally infected. But they're not going to last long. The cure is going up way faster before, though. I don't really want that symptom. But, okay. Here we go. Is there anywhere else we can send it? We can go here and hopefully that'll help. Oh, whatever they did damaged cure efforts. So that's not so good for them. Is this the only place left? This is the only place left. Okay. Oh, that's not a good symptom, but I think we already just won. We're gonna get rid of that one, though. We're gonna get rid of that symptom, because we actually don't want a lot of people to die, and I think we have a lower death toll this time than we did last time. There we go. So we won without trying to kill everyone. We had about 7 billion people who still survived. We did lose several 100,000, but that's not as many as last time. Wow. Yeah, we basically took over the world. And did we do better? We actually did worse. I think we did worse because the cure progressed more quickly, but we did it in less time. We had 468 days as opposed to, I think we had over 500 last time. So that is the Neurax worm. That remains one of my favorite plague types. It's a really interesting one, and I like a lot of the mechanics that they introduced for this one. Very, very fascinating. Hopefully we would never see some zombie virus that would do that. I should sure hope not, because that would be pretty scary if it did happen. But yeah, so this is kind of what we... Well, I mean, it's a little bit higher level than what we see with the zombie virus, but yeah, not virus, the fungus. Zombie fungus is a pretty interesting thing, pretty interesting phenomenon that has always fascinated me, and I wonder how much of it played into creating this this scenario here. So anyway, I think we're going to go ahead and wrap up the episode here for today. So thank you guys so much for watching. Hope you enjoyed the episode, and I will see you guys next time. But until then, this is Jay, over and out.